Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Chrisley knows best, Emmy Metter's father dead after ALS battle. Chrisley knows best, Emmy Metter's father, Michael, has sadly passed away after a battle with ALS. Emmy had been keeping fans and followers updated on his status. Unfortunately, it was not looking good and he lost his battle. Read on for further details. Chrisley knows best, Emmy Metter's father dead after ALS battle. This year has been rough for Emmy Metters. She had to be there for her former fiancé, Chase Chrisley, as he watched his parents head to prison. Todd and Julie Chrisley were sentenced to a total of 19 years and went away in January 2023. At the same time, her own father was dealing with ALS, something he had been battling since October 2019. That was very hard for her and her family, but they kept being positive. Unfortunately, in the mix of all of this, Chase and Emmy called off their engagement in the summer of 2023. He went on to find new love rather quickly, whereas Emmy stayed relatively low-key. Recently, she gave an update that her father was not coming back from hospice. That was devastating, but she had a lot of faith. Now, she has shared an update on her Instagram that her beloved father, Michael, has passed away. It happened on Sunday, February 18th, and she shared a beautiful tribute to him filled with photos of him looking happy and healthy. She also had some from when she was little as well as family snaps. In the caption, Emmy Metters talked about how he fought an amazing fight for 5 years. She shared how he never complained the entire time but thanked him for all he taught her. Michael taught her sports but also how to be kind to others, which is hard to come by in this world. She further discussed everything that she would miss about him, but knew that it would be the best day when he was finally free. All of the things ALS robbed him of, he would get back. It was truly beautiful. Remembering Dad. So many followers loved what the former Chrisley knows best star said about her father. The tribute she gave to Michael was bittersweet but inspiring as it was heartbreaking. So beautifully said, "I love you. Your daddy will forever continue to be with you from the best place possible. Love you and the fam so much, Emmy. He was such a light in this world. I love you, sweet Emmy. Such beautiful words about your precious dad. I'm so sorry. I'll be continuing to pray for you and your sweet family." The afternoon sun filtered softly through the curtains of the Metters family home. The air was thick with a mixture of grief and love, as Emmy Metters sat quietly at the kitchen table, surrounded by family photos and mementos. It had been a week since her father, Michael Metters, had passed away after a courageous battle with ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. The house that had once echoed with laughter and lively conversations now held a stillness that felt both heavy and sacred. Emmy's fiancé, Chase Chrisley, walked in carrying a steaming cup of tea. He placed it gently in front of her, his eyes searching hers for a trace of comfort. "I thought this might help," he said softly, pulling up a chair beside her. She managed a small smile, grateful for his presence. "Thank you," she whispered. The past year had tested their relationship in ways neither had anticipated. Chase had stood by her side through countless doctor's appointments, late-night breakdowns, and the emotional roller coaster that came with watching a loved one slowly fade away. Michael Metters had been more than just a father to Emmy. He had been her guiding light, her rock, and her greatest supporter. His battle with ALS had started subtly, a slight weakness in his hands, a stumble here and there. But as the disease progressed, it became evident that their lives would never be the same. Despite the challenges, Michael faced his diagnosis with remarkable courage and grace, determined to make the most of the time he had left. Emmy often reflected on the lessons her father had imparted during those difficult months. "Life is about love and legacy," he had told her one evening, his voice steady despite his weakening condition. "It's not about how long you live, but how deeply you love and how much you give." Those words became a mantra for Emmy as she navigated the heartache of his illness. She poured her energy into caring for him, ensuring he felt surrounded by love and dignity every step of the way. Chase, too, became an integral part of their journey, forming a bond with Michael that was both genuine and profound. Now, as Emmy sifted through old photographs, each image seemed to tell a story. There was her father coaching her soccer team, cheering her on at her college graduation, and dancing with her mother at their 30th anniversary party. Every picture was a testament to the love and joy he had brought into their lives. Chase reached for one of the photos, his expression softening as he studied it. "Your dad was one of the strongest men I've ever met," he said. "He taught me a lot about what it means to be a good man." Emmy's eyes filled with tears, but she nodded. "He was," she agreed. "And I want to make sure his legacy lives on." The days that followed Michael's passing were filled with an outpouring of love and support from friends, family, and even strangers who had been touched by his story. Emmy decided to channel her grief into action, establishing a foundation in her father's honor to raise awareness and funds for ALS research. The idea gave her a sense of purpose, a way to transform her pain into something meaningful. Chase was her biggest cheerleader, helping her organize events and connect with others in the ALS community. Together, they planned a fundraiser gala, inviting celebrities, influencers, and advocates to join their cause. The event was a resounding success, raising significant funds and shedding light on the challenges faced by those living with ALS. As Emmy stood on stage that evening, addressing the crowd, she felt a renewed sense of strength. "My father taught me that love is the most powerful force in the world," she said, her voice steady despite the emotion welling up inside her. "He may no longer be with us physically, but his love and his lessons will live on in everything we do." Back at the Chrisley household, life carried on with its usual blend of humor and chaos. Todd Chrisley, ever the doting father, had taken it upon himself to support Emmy in his own unique way. From offering unsolicited advice on her foundation's marketing strategy to organizing family prayer circles, Todd's efforts were as heartfelt as they were entertaining. "Now, Emmy," he began one evening, adjusting his tie as he prepared for a television interview to promote the gala, "if there's one thing I know, it's how to get people talking. We're going to make sure everyone knows about your daddy's story and this incredible work you're doing." Julie Chrisley chimed in, her tone gentle yet firm. "And we're here for you, sweetheart. Whatever you need, we've got you." Their unwavering support reminded Emmy that she was not alone in her journey. The Chrisleys had become an extension of her family, providing her with a sense of stability and belonging during one of the most challenging times of her life. As the months passed, Emmy found solace in the little things: a handwritten note from her father she discovered in an old journal, the sound of her mother's laughter as they reminisced about cherished memories, and the way Chase held her hand during quiet moments of reflection. Her father's words continued to resonate deeply. "Love and legacy," she often repeated to herself, a reminder of the values that had defined Michael Medter's life. She knew that honoring his memory wasn't just about grand gestures, but also about living each day with intention, kindness, and gratitude. One evening, as Emmy and Chase sat on the porch of their future home, watching the sun dip below the horizon, she felt a sense of peace. "I think Dad would be proud of us," she said, her voice tinged with both sadness and hope. Chase squeezed her hand, his gaze steady. "He would be. And we're going to keep making him proud, every single day." Emmy smiled, leaning her head against his shoulder. The road ahead was still uncertain, but she knew she had the strength to face whatever came her way. With love as her foundation and her father's legacy as her guide, she was determined to carry his light forward, illuminating the path for others, and proving that even in the face of loss, there is always hope.